Hey guys, we'll get started in just a minute or two. AR, why don't you say a couple words?
Okay, fiddling around trying to make
Okay,
the chat
making
show
you.
up.
Hey, Dev, say a few words. I
I
said
lived, bitch.
yeah, words, not choking to death.
Some sort of noise is acceptable.
Yes.
I can't
Hey,
do
I
it.
had 102-degree fever. I'm still dying.
Oh,
Ew. Yeah, you missed the excitement with YouTube being against us last week. Okay,
Technical
you guys
shenanigans.
ready to go?
Yep.
yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a bit. We'll talk about Digimon. I'm Mark Run with the Will and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver. Let us pray to the YouTube gods.
I am Dev Hugh, and please, for the love of God, get your flu vaccines.
Yeah. Dev is healthier, so she's here, and the show is streaming. Although who can say for how long? The best part is when we tried to bring it back up last week, it crashed in like 30 seconds. When me and AR said we'll just try offline and see if it happens, not a single issue. So
Hmm.
we're
It was
definitely
tight.
leaning to the theory that it was YouTube or Dev.
It's
It
a
was my ghost.
hologram. It's a
Yeah,
hologram ghost.
yeah. So if it crashes out this time, we will just finish offline and see everyone next time.
We'll blame it on some supernatural
Yes.
thing, but it's obviously a freaking
Look,
Digimon. Come on, stupid.
at this point, I've had Windows updates, I've had NVIDIA updates. We will see.
Updating all the things.
How has everybody's week been?
I don't remember.
I'm at about that point of like just hey, I did a lot of stuff and now I'm tired and I would like to relax a bit if possible.
Exquisite physical suffering and agony for extended periods of time.
And Dev is happily alive for now.
See,
For
I would have
now.
used the exquisite physical agony to transition into this week's Ghost Game episode.
But here's the thing, we could say that watching any Ghost Game episode, so it's not valid.
That's the thing we like most about Ghost games, so.
Yeah.
Masochism.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We get episode
I
50.
like watching
We
these
get
kids
We
suffer.
get episode 54, Second Sight, and can we all give them credit for using the worst translation of that title possible and not using it in the episode? In the episode, the episode title was Second Sight, but when they brought up what the power hero had gained, they called it Foresight.
Oh.
Yep.
Can we appreciate that they didn't like easily get the episode title in when they could have?
They didn't even try.
And we start off with this is where a show does some. And we've pointed this out before. It treats him fishing like something he just does. Minus going camping once, have they done fishing or mentioned fishing at all?
Not that I ever recall.
I mean, I think he went fishing one time when he did that camping excursion.
I
I
guess
think
that
fishing might
counts,
have
but
been incorporated into it.
but luckily we get an old man who's oddly amused that AI holograms can fish now, and also Espimon is there. And is it me, or is
They
he getting?
just don't
Is
care
he starting
anymore.
to get like? Is he starting to get like angry about it almost?
Yes, he is. He's been like just like a piss baby about everything.
But also like he's hanging around and shit. Like, dude, you're allowed to fuck. You don't. Why are you hanging around the guy you think is doing shit? Like,
It's
Let's put
the siren
a pin in
call of
this
free food.
let's put a pin in this conversation
for
because
now.
this whole thing is relevant to the climax of the episode.
Yeah. And then
It's the siren call of free food.
Hero says time to go home, and Espimon gives him the evil look, which tells us all that at the very least Espimon is Espimon. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like he's just being that's like okay, this is what
And
he
then
does.
I will say one nice touch that I like, and it's something the show fails at a lot, is remembering that like Gamamon and the others know people. So like Gamamon talking to Kotaro about fishing was like oddly amusing to me. Cause like it was like an actual character interaction that was not just like trying to avoid saying something about the plot.
This is what we like when they focus on characters that we've
Yes.
already met.
Yes.
They need to
th-
keep doing this.
And then Hero gets the evil green vision. And Kotaro then stops talking about fishing and starts talking about how he can use fishing to pick up girls. And for some reason, he's decided Gamamon's the person who needs to hear it. And then,
I mean, it's probably the only person who's going to listen at this point.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
Hero's like gets a voice that says it's dangerous. And overread, he sees Kotaro fall down the stairs and break his leg. And then Hero gets look.
This isn't familiar at all.
I will say this. In the interview, they're like, we can't do stuff people have seen before, but like the psychic power and then the person covering their eye in pain is like the weird, like hyper stereotypical version of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stops him, and Kotaro's like, I wouldn't have fallen. Why'd you shove me? And then at this point in the episode, I stopped for a minute. I'm like, I swear this has happened 2 or 3 times before in this show.
Yes, this absolutely has happened a couple
we've
times
seen
before.
we've seen this actual, and we've mentioned this before. The show gets in like a weird thing where it will start repeating. It is Jimmy Olsen comics in the 70s. After a certain amount of time, they just reuse a plot.
Yeah.
And then more eye pain from Hero.
Another example of Hero getting premonitions of friends running into bad accidents. This has happened before.
And then Gamamon sings as they're going to get chocolate. Espimon is depressed and floats off. And everyone points out, it sure is strange Espimon didn't open his fucking mouth to eat breakfast because he normally doesn't shut the fuck up. And then we get a vision of Gamamon being hit by a truck.
Yay, Truck Coon's back.
I have a problem with this. Here's the thing. We see him get hit by the truck.
Just one?
No, okay, there's multiple, but here's the main one. We have seen Gamamon get, like, flung really fucking hard into shit. Far worse than that hit was. And this one's like,
just broken.
The thing is, that truck is just like trundling along relatively slowly and just like
no, that's what I mean. Like,
him through a building.
No, but that's what I mean. Like,
Maximum Overdrive?
It wasn't like a street. It was like a small corner thing.
Alley. Yeah.
There was no speed. There was no room for the. If I may be misremembering this, it was like a small inner thing. It was not like an actual street where you could build up speed.
It was
like
totally
a little alley, just trundling through.
It was just completely unrealistic, and I laughed my ass off.
It was a tiny alley, and also, when the vision ends, Gamamon still goes around the corner, and there's enough time for Hero to go over, grab him, and move them out of the way. Like, this was not like a fast truck. This is like literally, was it Futurama or Family Guy where someone was going really fucking slow and like, oh no, it was Futurama. The slow mobile in the I don't remember
I've
what it's
seen so
called.
much Futurama, I
I
can't
don't.
half of it.
I don't know. I just
It's
Where
this
where
just
Con- where
this
Conrad
just
worked.
reminds me of every bad collision
Yes,
damage thing
but
in a
yeah,
video
and
game.
then
Like it's like Goat. I mean, this is Goat Simulator at
and
this
then
point.
Gamomon's like, something's wrong. Hero's in pain, and then Hero notices a bump on his forehead, and this is the perfect time for
Hey,
Jellymon
at
to
least
arrive.
can we at least give credit that on the second time he successfully prevented the friend from getting hit by the truck? He's 1 for 2,
Yeah,
so
fair
he's
enough.
doing okay.
And then Jellymon, and Jellymon. Hero has future sight. Kyushu's away, so I will help by spending time with you to keep an eye on. And then
Yeah,
I will exploit you
I
horribly.
know where this
Jellymon's
is
just
going.
weird. Jellymon's weirdly fucking amusing this episode. She's like, "You've gotten 24 visions, and the 2 people who did ignore you got hurt exactly as you said." And then she dresses them up as a fortune teller, and they really got a lot of energy out of using shots from this to make people think the episode was gonna be far worse than it was, because he looks far worse in the fortune teller outfit than he does at all in the episode. People are like,
I'm
oh no, Hero's dying or something. And it's like, no, it's just that one scene they made him look worse.
nope. Jellymon's just making money.
And then
Good for her.
Ruli and friends show up, and everyone wants their misfortunes told. And the weird part is you go to a fortune teller, they tell you something you do. Should you actually be surprised if you're asking? Now
I
I don't.
wanna what I'm really interested in is, so this implies that there's nothing like mad like cursing these
No,
kids. This is
everyone's
something
just.
that
No,
This
it's
is.
just everyone was going to be
everyone is just
horribly maimed and just
Everyone's
treated
just
like
everybody in the room is just going to have a horrific accident the
Yes,
next day by sheer
yes,
coincidence.
that is the weird thing. In the matter of a few days, functionally everyone around Hero was just coincidentally going to get hurt.
Nobody, if Hero didn't, if Fujitsuma didn't latch on to Hero, then everybody in the school would be in the hospital.
Yeah, that is the weird thing.
Yeah,
Is
pretty
there
much.
is no actual plot explanation for any of that, minus that everyone was just coincidentally going to get hurt. Although you could make one,
in the most sensational way, like the cement
you
beam
could
or
make
whatever flying out of the building and
you
landing on that one girl's.
you
That was
actually.
the winner.
So this is where I'm not going to blame the episode for. You could argue it's butterfly effect. You stop one person from getting hurt. It's a mystical universe, blah, blah, blah. Someone else is going to get hurt. It's going to keep tripping down the line until something happens to someone. I'm willing to go that far and say it's not.
The point is that that's the most fascinating thing, the most fascinating phenomenon in this episode. It's not caused by a Digimon.
And then horns start to grow, and Ruli notices it. And then they go home. Lots more pain. Kiyoshiro, they like weirdly just like they set it
now.
They set it up as if he's not going to be around. Like they explain why he's going to be away, and then it's just a day or two later, and he's there, and also finds the horns. And Gawamon's like, "Oh yeah, they're larger now."
Yep.
And Ruli finds
he's all caught up now.
And Ruli finds these articles, and coincidentally, the old man.
Yep.
And then Jellymon finds Fujitsumon in Hero's hair. And then Goramon is surprised as always. And weirdly,
like, oh, you're not a squid.
So here's where it gets stupider. Jellymon notes that Fujitsumon don't talk. They talk a lot in this fucking episode, and not just psychically. Like, clearly people can hear them, right?
Yeah, they're just chatting away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, And then Clockmon's there, and he explains the relationship with Octomon, what might be happening. And Jellymon decides it's an invasion. And then everyone disagrees, and Clockmon just is kind of annoyed that he even has to comment on this. Clockmon is us commenting on this episode.
Yeah.
And then the episode stops, so everyone can go, Octomon used to hang around that fishing pond, but not lately. They all went off to play a weeb treasure game, which Kyushu's already finished.
Oh yeah, that's right, Space Genshin.
Yeah. And then I will say, this is where I'm most happy with the show and most upset because it does not do the shit enough to be good. Where Kiyoshiro's like posing proudly and Jellymon's setting off electricity behind him to make him look cool. And then, like, at one point she stops and she looks at the others like she doesn't understand why they're not impressed. Like, I would
Honestly,
love...
Yes, he is.
it's like Tamaki and
Like, here's the
Orange
thing.
still
If the
hopeless.
show was filled with personality shit like that, it would be almost easy to get past the issues the show had if it had personality. Like,
I take these moments as they come. Like, hey,
Yeah.
him and just
Give me silly
Kiyashiro.
bullshit.
and then
Congrats, Kiyashiro. You have all the space waifus.
multiple Octomon show up arguing for items. Kiyoshiro's the best at, like, being, oh shit, I'm not dealing with this. Bam, hit the watch. Nothing can be
Yeah.
blown up. And then Tesla, she zaps them. And then
It was super effective.
and then
Yeah,
like
that was a short
and then
fight.
the episode stops to, like, explain to us what's going on. Like,
Yeah, that was like it for battling. That was amazing.
yeah. And then, like, they got up and left. Hero demands to take it back. The Octomon are confused about this, and they're like, oh no, we need the pot to protect our fucking heads. And Fujitsumon doesn't answer, but then it starts giggling. Like, the giggling, like, sounds weirdly evil, but they aren't. As, like, they didn't do anything maliciously as far as I can tell.
Like, Octomon is just such a fucking dumb shit that they're like, oh,
Yeah.
he doesn't
Yeah.
listen to us.
And then they try to track down the leader, and they realize, oh, it's infected Espimon.
Yes, and he's infected Espimon and acting exactly the way he always does.
Yes. And
Like a
then
dick.
they track it using Hero, even though that will harm Hero. And then his arm begins to bulge and twist. And Fujitsumon notes that the connection will try to make him into an Octomon, so got shit to do. And then, for some reason, Espimon has floaty evil eyes now, even though the Fujitsumon don't seem evil. This is where the episode kind of, like, loses the plot a bit, because why are they fighting? And also, was it ever suggested they could actually control someone up to that point?
No. I mean, they're not really. Espimon again is just doing what he always does anyway. So,
but
I
like,
don't think there's certainly an
Is that
implication.
there's so many screaming danger.
You think just like brain fried, but you think just brain fried, basically?
Yeah.
Okay,
Again, no change.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
And
it's a fair explanation, especially because there's no noticeable change in his personality.
Yeah, and then Gormon, like, doesn't do shit in this episode. Like, he's there.
No.
And then Gabumon grabs Espimon, won't let go, and we get a few different friendship speeches where he kind of goes back to normal and everything. Octomon,
wait, I'm not in danger. This is my friend.
Yeah. Octomon apologizes to the Fujitsumon.
God.
And so here's what I'm confused. Tesla zapped them back onto him, correct? Like, she did like electricity thing to move them once they agreed to.
Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't care about the procedures.
But they could move. But they could move on their own. They did this shit.
I kind of tuned out of this one after the damn friendship speeches.
Yeah, and then Hero's body goes back to normal. Although it's noted that his arm isn't quite reverting, they'll have to get Mummymon to help.
I like
they
can never decide whether it's a Mummymon thing or a Thetismon thing.
And then this is where we've said a few times, when the show has personality, it does stuff great. Espimon kind of like talking to, like, not knowing what Simbara is talking about, and he looked very cute. And then once everyone's better, they go fishing. And everyone catches fish.
Yay.
Woohoo.
I guess. It's nice that this is now a recurring thing that they probably will never mention again.
Yeah, no.
And it's the episode... Excuse me. The episode is mostly fine, but, like, again, nothing happens. Stuff repeats a lot. We've seen this plot, and, like, it feels it feels like they're going to move Espimon's plot forward in the episode, and they just don't do anything with it.
No.
And
that
like,
would take work.
Jellymon stands out.
That would involve us caring about Espimon.
Jellymon stands out a little bit, but, like, I don't know, like, It's not a terrible episode, but
Jellymon is Jellymon.
it doesn't
This
do
was
anything.
this was an episode that if you just kind of turn your mind off and pretend that nothing before had ever happened in Ghost Game and just watch the episode for what it is, it's actually quite entertaining. But when you try to stack it upon 53 episodes of precedent, knowing who Espimon and how bad he is as a character, it all really falls apart.
Yeah, it's just.
I quite enjoyed watching it. I didn't enjoy reviewing it.
Yeah, I think the part I actually read your review, and I think the part that made the most sense, it you didn't not these exact words. It was made out of competent parts, but once you put them together, it kind of fell apart.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And then at least some good cast stuff this time. So Eiji Takamoto is the leader of the Fujitsumon. Now I'm gonna do his roles in reverse because it gets funnier as we go. In Hunters, he was Locomon. In Cross Wars, he was Marsmon. In Savers, he was Bancho Leomon. Like, for those 3 lines, they got Bancho Leomon to come back.
Why not?
Yeah. And then, this is a week where people, like, just have unlimited casts. So, in the Japanese-only Beast Wars sequel, he was Dirge. He's been Captain Harlock multiple times. Hajime in Golden Kamui. Various Gundam stuff. He was Warsman in Ultimate Muscle. Multiple characters in World Trigger, and not much for dub over roles. But are you ready for some video game roles? These are some good ones.
Yes.
I only Trigger came up again.
I only picked 2 because there were a lot. So we'll do the less interesting one to us first. In the Fatal Fury / Garo games, he's Rock Howard. And then I'm not even going to say the series. I'm just going to say the name. You guys will know. He's Miles Edgeworth.
Oh,
yes.
Yay!
It's like they keep getting like these top class voice actors to do 2 lines with almost no personality.
Maybe it's because they just happened to like look around the studio and said, "You're coming with
that
me for
person
like 5 minutes."
Okay, so
Yeah,
then the Fujitsumon that is like the one-on hero is Mika Kanai. That her first Digimon appearance. She's Kaguya in Code Geass. Multiple characters in Galaxy Angel. Chie
that series.
Chie in episode 6 of Golden Boy.
Okay.
Satoko and Higurashi. She's the twins and Captain Tyler.
Nice. What was her name again? I think like
Mika Kanai.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, there's still more. She's
okay. That sounds familiar.
She's Pekarin in Pretty Cure a la Mode. She's Beginner Chan in Moncali Knights. Multiple characters in Pokemon, including most notably Jigglypuff. And yes, that is the person who you would be hearing sing the Japanese version of that song. She's an Anpanmon. She's various games, but dub overrolls were good. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, this is one of those ones that's been dubbed by different TV stations, so I don't know which one. She's Violet Beauregard.
Okay.
She's Peter in Jumanji. And are you ready for the best one? You're not prepared. In Tiny Toons, she's Shirley the Loon.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, are you ready for the best one for this one? Octomon. Kazuya Okitsu, his first Digimon appearance. He's Serpico in Berserk, Kareem in Fire Force, Hattori in Fruits Basket, Fat Gum in My Hero Academia. He's also in Toradora, Gundam Build Fighters, and Machi. But there's some good dubbed over stuff. Are you ready?
Yes.
In the current Spider-Man games, he's Peter Parker.
Okay.
Raj in The Big Bang Theory.
I've never actually watched that.
In Supergirl and various crossovers, he's Mon-El. And then the other Octomon is Taro Yamaguchi. He was Elphamon and Lynxmon earlier in Ghost Game. And we've spoken of him before, so we'll skip that this time, but yeah. Yeah, and then next time we get Bakeneko, episode 55, which feels stupid because that type of...
just like that.
No, but what I mean is do you know how many anime use this exact title and actually translate it? It's because it's always just Ghost Cat or Goblin Cat. It's a pretty standard anime horror story. If they even use the stereotypical plot setup, I won't be surprised, but for whatever reason they decide not to translate it. Just call it Ghost Cat or Goblin Cat or Demon Cat.
I forget, did they translate Kamaitachi, or
I believe
that was
they
earlier?
I believe they left ones that were more specific concepts that you would have to bend a bit.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty solid. You could just say Ghost Cat, Demon Cat, Goblin Cat, and that's pretty much it.
Also, but I mean, it's always like it's a bunch of weebs watching, so they
Yes.
probably know Bakunoco
Yeah.
already.
And then
Bakuneko.
moving on from Survive, moving to
Ghost Game.
Survive, that is 500,000 sales, which is pretty good.
That's all right.
Although me and AR were
That's a
musing on
visual novel.
why they did that sale. Now we know.
Got to get over that number.
It clears out physical shipments, gets more copies ordered, and lets them hit this number before the year ends so they can announce it.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Nice.
for them.
Yeah. I keep trying to think about where I think that falls per system.
I don't think about that.
I'd like
Me
to
either, 'cause I
because
don't care.
it matters because it matters what will happen in the future. But yeah.
It just reminds me I need to finish the other
Well,
two
it's not
endings.
exactly a resource-hungry game, so...
Yeah.
You mean you don't want to complain over the frame rate like random people on Twitter playing it on the Switch?
After the new Pokemon game?
I was gonna say,
I like.
considering
Oh
that
no,
Pokemon chugs like a Ragnarok
so
Online server on
so
dial-up in 2003.
when this announcement was made, I saw multiple people like, "Yeah, this is where it starts to overtake Pokemon." And I sat there
Lord.
and I went, "You do realize the new Pokemon game in its first week sold 10 million copies?"
Yeah.
Like,
You know why everyone's complaining about the new Pokemon game? Because everybody bought the new Pokemon game.
Many of the people complaining bought it twice. Yeah, so that's good results. It also 100% explains why they're not waiting a full year to try to do next order. It's like, just get it out while.
Yep.
Let's try to have next order make money while people care, which they actually put it up on Steam.
Yeah.
The standby page. And Bandai doesn't always do that. Like, they didn't with Survive for, I think, a day or two before it came out.
Yeah, it's like they put it up when it's out. So like,
Yeah.
okay, here it is
That's
now.
pretty common with a lot of Bandai games. This one they just put up. And then people looked at the screenshot like, they're not remastered. It's like, look, be happy you get a chance to get a copy of Next Order that will never vanish on Steam. They're not going to put more money into the game at this point.
Yeah, no.
They're doing a couple nice quality of life things. Let's be happy that if someone likes the game, they can actually get it.
It's the quality of life stuff. That's enough of an
Like,
improvement.
literally, Next Order came out, and then they're like, "Yeah, we don't know what to do about Digimon World. We may have to stop that." Like, literally, the game came out twice, and they just acted like it had tanked the entire company.
They're basically pretending this is the new game.
Yes, and in fact, the wording is basically just treating it like in Japan, treating it just like it's the first release of the international version in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, hey, look, Blu-ray stuff.
Take it away.
I have my copy of the Blu-ray. I've not had the time to watch it.
How did someone get it for
Well,
you
I
for
figured,
Christmas?
like, considering you worked on it, you might not be in such a rush to watch it while not getting paid for it.
Mostly just busy with stuff. And then David, who puts together the discs at Discotheque, posted a screenshot showing him doing stuff for Digimon Adventure. And that was how his week was spent. And my response was that it was the same.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah. And then you have people trying to comment on the video quality based on that photograph.
Oh, good God.
Although I will say this, all the comments were actually positive. There was no complaining about it. It was mostly, that doesn't look like the Japanese Blu-rays. That looks significantly better, even as a crappy screenshot on Twitter that it appears David has purposely saturated and blocked out something.
Wow.
Yeah. So, That's gonna be a nice set. I'm looking forward to when I get the actual set and not work stuff. I'm still really happy with the English logo that made for that, to be honest.
That was very pretty, and also I want a steelbook.
I would not expect a steelbook.
I know, but I want one anyway.
Oh, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying I would not expect one.
Maybe we could have someone like, emboss one. Just like commission someone. It's like make a steelbook.
Oh, you mean you want a steelbook just so you can have that logo embossed?
Yes.
Okay, I misunderstood what you meant. Okay, yeah. And then
Make it happen.
cards. So while we're finishing up the episode last time, we got Agumon and Galmon, and both appear to be based on the Digimon Next versions, although posed in such a way that you can argue they aren't.
It's a little vague.
It's less vague with stuff that happened during the week, I would say. So we also got Geo, Greymon, and Galgomon. So I have to say, I feel like Koki's art is less puddingy for Galgomon. Like, he looks really good, I think.
Like the fur and like the tendril scarf hand things are more defined.
Yes, it works very well for him. Greymon looks like Koki's art.
Very lumpy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very lumpy.
And then Metal Greymon really looks like Koki's art. It's super Koki. But then Wergarumon Black, one of the best pieces of art I've seen from him. Like, I'm not a huge fan of his style. It works super well on Wergarumon like that, I have to say. And then the most important cards. Agumon Hakase and Fake Agumon Hakase.
Yeah.
Almost for anyone's deck.
The art is so
We
funny.
finally have an Agumon Hakase card where his jawline is not split weirdly. That literally still bothers me to this day. And then we also get Terrier on Joshu in both of them.
Joshu. And then the cracked Digi-Egg.
Yeah, which is great art. And then Renamon. Really nice art on this one. Stylish and everything.
It's so fluffy, I want it.
And then we get Yokomon and Domon, which I believe we saw both of these in V-Jump, didn't we? I think.
I think it was Yokomon and Black Galgomon.
See, I thought we had Domon. I may be wrong. And then we also got previews of Kuzuhamon. Kuzuhamon is a really good, like, anime plus style artwork for a character that is not anime related yet. Like, it works really well. And then Cherubimon. The Cherubimon card looks so fucking good. It's like the most dynamic, awesome art. Like, I could not imagine more cool art. Like, it's
from above.
Cherubimon with other angels, and yes, they're just all raining death from above. And then we get
Be not afraid.
And then we get Heaven's Judgment. Good dynamic art. The problem is we see it using Heaven's Judgment in the other card. It just looks better, I think.
Yeah.
And then Greymon and Male Bergermon. So Male Bergermon I like. Greymon's like this interesting detailed style, but it looks fucking weird to me. It's like the Gumdramon last week. In fact, is this the same artist as the Gumdramon?
Maybe, but the angles just kind of... The angle doesn't do it any favors.
Yeah.
I think it's like there's not enough atmospheric interference towards the back end, so it looks like kind of smashed in altogether.
But Metal Greymon makes up for it, I think. Where you get like the camera perspective with the claw and everything. I really like that card. Although
anytime we get Cross Wars.
It is one of those where the character is too wide for the placement they want, because you want to see like the big wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, the art is framed to fit in that frame, but you kind of want it back a bit. But you also want it large like that, so it's kind of odd. And then Rise Greymon. That is awesome art. Like,
I love his face.
Yeah, they did it very nicely. And then Mock Galgomon is there to look cool and not to be doing much. I like it, but man, we get all these dynamic posts with Mock Galgomon. It's just like, I'm gonna hold up a fist.
It's fist bump.
It's gonna do a Dokkan punch.
And then one of the best ones so far in the set, Victory Greymon, where we get
Color is so nice.
real nice anime style art, and then they followed it up with Zed Garurumon. The problem with Zed/Z Garurumon is it's just like, this is a slightly less perspective friendly Metal Garurumon.
Yeah, really.
Like, I like the character, but like, when you look at Victory Greymon, the sword and lack of shield gives it like a unique thing. And this is like, oh, it has a cannon. It's like, yeah, but Metal Garurumon just spits that stuff anyways. Like, it has stuff.
It can do cannon-y things
Yes,
without having it
yes.
just strapped to his back.
Yes, it's just weird. The option cards look even better. So first, we get Trident Guy, which is him splitting the sword and using it as cannons. And then, so with Full Metal Blaze, the attack's great. I have an issue with the art, and we've said this before. A lot of times when they show, the handful of times we've seen Zed Garurumon in the card game, does it feel like they're like chibifying him a bit?
Yeah, I could definitely see that, just because the way like his paws and face are.
Yeah, it's like,
especially because like I think Zed Garurumon's head in general is actually like larger than Metal.
I like it for the style though.
Oh, I like the style.
It just I think it works with the overall composition.
And then we got Psycho Jump previews of Black Rapidmon and BlackSaintGalgomon, which I don't believe was Dev here when we found out like the secret of BlackSaintGalgomon. Was that last week or the week before?
I don't remember if that was.
Yeah. Okay, AR had commented like BlackSaintGalgomon. Did that even exist?
I didn't know BlackSaintGalgomon was a thing.
And we looked it up, and it turns out he's just in a ton of shit, like endless.
And now he gets a card just as we.
No, he's gotten cards before.
Yeah.
He had 2 in the old card game.
Now he gets a new one.
Yes. Like, he's apparently like the secret of the Digimon franchise. BlackSaintGalgomon just in fucking everything. And
he sees you when you're sleeping.
People are saying, yeah, it was last time. It was last time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I do not remember this conversation, so
that's maybe he's the reason the stream died.
No, but we've spoken of him again. No, we've cursed the stream. And then new card sleeves, which we knew these were coming. Mirai,
I
Rina,
want them so badly.
Ultra S, and Shine Greymon. So the game ones are interesting in that they look very game art design. And I'm very interested to find out who drew them, because those look like they could be pulled from game artwork. Shine Greymon is very good, very dynamic, and tells us that we're probably going to get burst mode soon. I think the winner for art is Ultra S. I need to see that one bigger, though, to be sure. We get like the neat flat coloring, the heads around and everything.
Yeah, like the hexagons and...
Yeah. They've really loved those fucking hexagons since Try.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the brand has not been willing to drop those for even a minute since Try happened. Then we have...
Maybe because they're all bees.
Yeah, that's a setup if I ever heard one. And then we have the pack art for EXO. Yeah, I know that setup, Dev. You're not getting me on that one. And then we've seen the packaging before. That Ultra S art is nice. I can understand why. It's framed very nicely for the pack art, I will say.
Yeah.
And then we have our first details for Booster Set 13 on February 24th. They are not going to give us a fucking break, are they?
No, it's like, no, it's too soon.
Are we already doing another one? Jeez.
Yes. February 24th, it's called Versus Royal Knights. Gee, I wonder whatever shall show up. Yeah. Yeah, it feels... I don't want to be negative, but it feels like they're like, well, this card game has to burn out soon. Let's just do a set every month until it does.
Basically.
It is too much.
Well, the thing is, like, other card games are also really cranking out sets back to back.
Well, no, but that's the other thing. Like, they just launched One Piece, and they've now announced that card stream that they're doing in a day or two, where it's just going to have random card stuff, they are announcing a new card game for that. They've now said today.
Chill out.
Chill out. But yeah, so Royal Knights. I think all the Royal Knights have shown up in the card game so far, minus a few of the X members. I think. Because
Which one they got
all
all
the
the
base
X
cards
already?
have
because
to have been.
Examon was the last one, and that was in the Dragon set. That giant
Yeah.
art of it. So yeah. So we will see what pops up there. And then we got to see promo cards of Amphimon and Dilbitmon. Dilbitmon really does not look like the sprite to me, which that's come up with Ghost Game stuff a number of times.
Yeah, it looks very, very little at all.
Yeah.
Like, not even color-wise.
And then the most important one, King Gainer is now a Digimon with Amphimon. See, I was sitting there going, man, Thetismon looks like an ultimate for Jellymon. I wonder what the next form will be. And they just went, she's going to be an anime robot now. And I'm okay with that because King Gainer does not have enough representation in references and franchises.
I'm delighted by this design.
100% if the evolution scene at when they do like the thing right before they pose in the evolution scene, that better be her dancing the monkey like King Gainer.
Please.
Yeah. I'm really happy with that design. I like the little drones that look like little robotic Jellymons.
Yes, they're so happy.
Yeah, this is what. God, I wonder what the sprite's gonna look like because Thetismon looks nothing like her sprite. Thetismon's the one where like she looked really robotic, and we're like, oh, this is some kind of crazy cyborg, and then it's just like, nope, puffy dress.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she looks like because this is a great design, where you get the where it's King Gainer with a diver suit motif added on. The colors work really well, the pink with the gray. So
It's very vibrant.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more about that. And then Card Battle was the only show this week. They did a purple match since that's finally coming out this week after delays. And then
Woohoo.
we have War Greymon figure. It's the one from last time, painted nicer than last time. They've recolored the base, and they're calling it the 2023 R War Game version and charging more.
Like, whatever.
Like
People will buy
here's
it
the
and
thing.
have funds
The,
up
the,
and
la-
stuff.
the last one was like 22,000 yen. This one's 29,000 yen.
Jeez.
And I think they did a reprint of the prior one, did they not?
I'm pretty positive they did.
And this one's going to sell out too. I'm not fucking getting this one.
It's another Omegamon for your Omegamon collection.
No, here's the thing. I have this Omegamon. It having slightly nicer paint and a yellow sheen does not make me go, I'm going to spend $250. Hell no.
I already spent enough money on the Diablomon.
Yeah.
Omegamon figure.
That one was good.
Did you ever mount that to a wall?
No, because my entire room is a hellhole and I'm sad, so everything's just still in boxes.
Yeah, so that's up for pre-order. It ships in August. Gee, I wonder what date they'll try to aim. I mean, that's not going to happen because they generally ship later in the month. But yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We can dream.
And then, oh god, I love it. Remember how
consolation bracket.
Remember how they said like it wasn't even close, and we all went, "Oh, I guess they're saying they'll do EDs next." Like, no, that's on me. I mistranslated. They meant they were gonna do the same thing again, but what would you sing second? And just doing it again might. Because here's the thing: this tells you how much Butterfly dominated. That they feel like there were so few votes that they can get away with doing it.
Steamrolled everything.
Yes, that means like Butterfly 95%, everything else 5%.
Consolation bracket.
Yeah, I know. This is fucking amazing.
This is the second place game.
Okay, wait. So the top. So we're gonna get the top 7 again. The 6 in order, not counting Butterfly from last time, were Biggest Dreamer, Fire, Target, Harari, Faction, and Never Give Up.
I mean, that seemed pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
So
that
here's the.
seems about right. I think Target's gonna
I
get a
think
little bit of a boost, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to beat Biggest
I'm trying to
Dreamer.
decide if Unidentified Airship will get enough of a boost to show up with Butterfly not being there. Because
No,
Let's
people do like
not.
that song.
no. It's a
I
good song, but
It's
I
not as
all
good as the other
I
ones.
almost wonder if there's enough of a bump for Going My Soul to get in. Because that one's different enough from the normal musical style that I
I
think
hope
there's a
so.
lot of people like it.
Like I said, I voted for it because it's the only one that I've actually done in karaoke. Like it's the thing of the song. That is the theme of the song. It's not my favorite. It's which one would I do for karaoke?
I
But
hate
yeah.
the absolute concept of karaoke, so Fish is like, whatever one I like.
So you think Biggest Dreamer will win?
I I
That
think
or
Biggest
Fire.
Streamer will still win.
Okay, we'll
I
see.
I hope it's Fire. I like Fire better than Biggest Streamer, but I think Biggest Streamer will win.
I love Fire. But yeah,
Fire is
but yeah,
Fire would probably be my second choice for karaoke.
yeah, we
I
will
need to link
see.
to a very good cover of Fire that I found recently.
Mm.
See. And then first up we have the dim lineup for Galgomon without the silhouette now, even though we knew everything that was there.
It wasn't that hard to guess.
No, it really wasn't. And people even figured out Kuzuhamon because one thing's one pixel off.
Jeez.
And then
That's dedication.
Dreamers is out. We got a nice photo of the cover, and then Tenya Ibuno posted the cover of Chapter 15. That is a weird looking Leomon, I have to say, like the face. And then
I mean, he's one that doesn't look like his life is in jeopardy.
I don't know. Tenya Ibuno killed a bunch of people in V-Tamer.
It doesn't mean it's not going to be. He just doesn't think it is.
And then
I don't know. Dreamers could take a turn.
so this one's interesting. We knew it was coming because it had been mentioned offhand, but Kaio Horiguchi, who drew the floral art for the card game stuff, posted the art was used for an Ichiban Kuji Digimon lottery in China for prizes and posted photos of some of them. Acrylic
Really nice.
art plate, glasses, and coasters. Those glasses are
Oh,
really fucking nice.
yeah.